Good morning and happy Sabbath, everyone. Our special feature today is about child safety. Child's. This is a crucial topic. Listen up, adults. Protect the children. Legal compliance, crisis management, promoting awareness, creating a safe environment, trust building. These are all part of child safety. Church has a culture of trust. How does child abuse happen? In ministry environment. We rely on volunteer help in children and youth ministries. Churches often have large number of children. Weak abuse prevention policies, shortage of willing workers, and culture that sees good in people. Ministries tend to have lax screening procedures and policies. Framework for child protection. Safe environment. Ensure worship and educational spaces are free from abuse. Trustworthy volunteers. Select, screen, train, and manage volunteers for children ministries. Supervision. Maintain appropriate adult supervision during every church activity. What is abuse? Types of abuse. Emotional, physical, neglect, spiritual, sexual. Emotional abuse conveys message that the child is worthless and undeserving love and care. Threats, critical words, demeaning terms, or name calling. Deprivation of affection. Similar emotional cruelty. Physical abuse is intentional, deliberate behavior that causes bodily harm to a child. Assault, shaking, kicking, choking includes non-accidental physical injuries. Neglect is failing to meet a child's needs. Nutrition, physical, emotional, educational safety. Signs of neglect: lack of weather-appropriate clothing, lack of food causes underweight, lack of other necessities. Sexual abuse: any form of sexual contact between a child and an adult or older youth. This could include showing or taking about sexual explicit materials. The reality of sexual abuse. 70 allegations of child abuse are reported in churches each week. 57,329 of child abuse was was, were reported in 2016. CDC research: 1 out of 6 boys and 1 out of 4 girls were sexually abused before the age of 18. 35, 35, 35.8% occurs when the victims are are between 12 and 17. 82% are girls. Spiritual abuse, manipulation and control, isolations, guilt and fear. Sabbath school teacher, a youth leader, a volunteer, a children's ministry director. Facts about perpetrators. An estimate of 90% of perpetrators of sexual abuse are known to the child. Not all perpetrators are adults. Some are under the age under 18 years. Abuse can occur online. Bullying. 1 in 7 youth internet users receive unwanted sexual isolations. 78% of sex and crime begins in chat rooms. Perpetrators are not more are more open with their intent. Do not allow volunteers, workers to communicate one-to-one with youth and children via online chats, messages, or email. Digital kidnapping. Protect your child's online identity. Digital kidnapping occurs when someone steals photos or identities of children from social media and reposts them, pretending that the child is theirs, all without permission. This disturbing trend ranged from the simple photo photo theft and elaborate fictitious narratives and ever escapist narratives and even increasing and even exploitative role-playing, moving, involving children images. The changes significant isolation of privacy, potential exposures to predators, emotional harm, and identity misuse. The parents increasingly share moments online. Children become vulnerable to this, growing a threat. Set social media to private. Control who can view your child's post. Warning, watermark public images. Make photos harder to repurpose. Limit personal information. Avoid posting names, birth dates, or location data. Review private settings. Check who can see your share content. Selecting ladder of grooming. Selecting victims. Gaining trust. Offering gifts, compliments, and lavish attention. Gaining access, create opportunities, and increase physical connection. Using shame or blame, encourage or threaten a child. Important, pay special attention to accusations. Believe in the accusation by a child. You may approach your church, legal counselor, or reach out to the local law enforcement. Represent for appropriate steps in reporting. You may be required to report reasonable suspicion, not just hard evidence. When a child confides in you, listen. Let the child speak his or her words. Remain calm and reassure the child, doing the right thing by talking about it. Be a good listener and don't make promises. Do not alter the child's story. Document or take notes. What you were told, and immediately alert design ministry staff and the appropriate authorities. Disclosure and indicators of abuse. Unawareness. Ministry leaders do not detect and respond to incidents of child abuse because of their unawareness of behavior. And emotional signs that accompany abuse. Victims are afraid, so they are often gradually disclosed due to fear and not wanting to get and emotional signs that so they are often disclosed due to fear and not wanting to get into trouble. Disclosures can take many forms: verbal and non-verbal behavior and emotional. Effects of abuse: demoralization, victims and victims' family and ministry leaders, family of abusers, and the community. Stealing, child's innocent, depression, lack of self-esteem, and lasting scars throughout life. Effect of abuse: distrust, trust is broken, destruction of child's faith, detrimental to health, heart diseases, obesity, impaired mental issues, etc. Reaping effects in church community: a variety of emotional responses among members: surprise, fear, anger, humiliation, etc. Preventing abuse: policies set safe boundaries for children. Why a set of policies is needed? Formal written policies and procedures establishes a culture of safety and accountability. It provides It provides a written record of ministry practices designed to protect children, youth, and vulnerable adults. It establishes guidelines that all volunteers must follow. The rest will be discussed in AY. Good morning and happy Sabbath.
So as Farah said, we're going to tackle about the child abuse, different kind of child abuse later in AY. And actually it was last week, the children's protection safety awareness, but we just did it today. So now we're going to proceed with the Sabbath school lesson. We will be back by 10:50. 5.